So here's the breakdown. I want to do a video on this for the Marina Village Resort, Trinity, Texas, on Lake Livingston, on the west side of the White Rock area. So this is the park map. This is their pricing. We'll get to that real quick. I'll try to make this as quick a video as I can. This is the Westwood Shores subdivision that you have to enter in order to get back to the campground. So there's a security gate that's going to be right here as you come in on the main farm road. There's a security gate there. It's all housing in here, golf course. There's a gym up here that you have access to, I believe, with a full membership. I don't believe an affiliate membership with another program will get you into there, but they do have an okay kind of a bar and grill. All I saw was beer and wine. I think they do serve margaritas there or something like that, but I didn't see any kind of like an alcohol display for mixers. Prices of the food there was definitely affordable. It's somewhat standard bar food, really good. Fried mushrooms, the burgers are good. Club sandwich is good. The water quality is absolutely horrible. Don't plan on drinking any tap water over ice because it's absolutely terrible for this entire community. But bottled water is cheap. All right, so the general layout again, you go to the guard shack, and then you're gonna drive about 5 to 6 minutes right back to here, to the campground section. And then once you get back here to the campground, you're going to run into a security access control gate here as well. There is a boat launch right here that you can use. There's an office right here. That's actually the office for Westwood Shores subdivision, not for the campground. The office for the actual campground is way at the very back of the campground, right by the others. There's a second swimming pool back here. So right there is the Marina Village Resort Administrative Office. Super, super cool folks back there. All right, so generally the layout of the place here, this section over here right now, as of today's date, the posting of this video, this kind of area circled in pen, this is kind of flooded out right now. The lake is 1.6 feet higher than normal pool level that the TRA, Trinity River Authority, keeps the lake at. So it's kind of flooded into this area over here, which is tent camping area, is my understanding. That tent camp area information was provided to me, though, by the security access personnel. Awesome conversation with them. I assume that is all correct information. And there's other tent camping areas, I believe, interspersed somewhere in here that I'm not completely familiar with, because that's not my objective personally. All right, so what I want to do is kind of show the different areas up close, and then I'll talk about them here. This way you can pause your screen if you want to. Notice there's no campsite numbers on this map. We'll talk about that. And before this video runs too long, which it always does, let's go over the, this is the June 2025 leasing sections pricing. I'll explain that here in a little bit. Sorry, let me start over again. It was a little shaky. There you go. All right, so on the park map, just right at access control there, you've got this section right here, section A. There's going to be a majority of the folks in there are going to be full-time, long-term type campsites right there. Then you got, I think B is tent camping as well. C is not full-time camping typically. They can allow up to 3 campers in there on long-term lease, like 1 month to 12-month type leases at a time. But only a maximum of 3 of these sites can have long-term there. And then section, just the next one up here, let's talk about section D. There's D and there's D1. Right now, section D is pending electrical upgrades. I don't know that there's any sites in there that have electricity right now. There's all the utilities are above ground for this community, so you have a lot of tall pine trees, and anyway, there's some issues with the electrical as far as from site to site, but they've roped off the electric box on the ones that aren't available as you go out there. This is a ballpark estimate. There's about 250 some or 240 some sites that are currently able to be camped in out of, I think there was 280 or 290 total sites in this plan right here. Those numbers are going to be slightly off. I took the briefing from management. Awesome briefing, awesome information. I just can't remember the exact numbers at the date of this video. All right, and then there's section D1 here. That is just off of the swimming pool area. There's the biggest swimming pool. I think it's the big. Yeah, it looks the biggest. And the pavilion, the waterfront, of course, volleyball court, cornhole courts. They're all right here at the swimming pool area. Big parking area right there for your vehicle if you should need to drive over there. But anyway, D1. Section D1 has a maximum allowable 3 full-time camping month to 12 month type situation on a lease at any one time, but a max of 3 there. And then you have section E right here, and section E has a max of 2 full-time campers that can be out there. Sorry, long-term. I say full-time, long-term, 1 month to 12. And then section F there. Section F also has a maximum of 3 long-term. It does say with board approval. You're going to find, I believe, if all my information is correct, that the board is not going to disapprove if there's already less than 3 people in there. If this place is, plumb full or something like that, which I think is going to be super rare out there, being membership driven and in East Texas, especially during the summer, I would think, middle of summer months, except around holidays, I don't think you're going to find that you're going to have a problem finding somewhere in there, I would think, for, month to month kind of thing. And then over here, you have section G and section H, section I. So section G, a max of 2 long-term. H, where'd you go, H? H is up here, maximum of 2. Section I is all sites. Okay, I don't see any specific annotation for a max in section I. So I believe that means that you can take any of those sites as long-term leasable sites on section I, and those are pretty dang good sites. I thought they're set up very well. There's a slight incline to this property as you come up a little bit further back in the park. The elevation raises. Like when you're back at this swimming pool over here by the office, you definitely see a drop down, kind of a layered drop down as you head down the hill here. Some of these sections over here, J and K, you drive up into them, and there's actually a pretty decent incline on those. Not decent, I should say. For Texas, for Houston, Texas area, there is an incline that's noteworthy there. It's not a hill, not a massive hill. And there's long fifth wheels throughout this whole area. There's no height clearance issues involved in this community at all. You don't have to worry about any of that, or bridge width clearances or something like that. There is a bridge here, but it's easily passable with the largest of rigs. There's a ton of green space out here, just a ton of green space. And when I went there this last week, it was very well mowed. I felt comfortable walking anywhere on the grass out there all the way up to the shoreline. I thought kudos to the maintenance team for keeping this place mowed very well, in my opinion, for just some place that's really very affordable too. Mostly tall, large, mature pine trees out here, since it is Piney Woods, East Texas. There is this, smattering of oaks and or maples or whatever, different species. I'm not too tree species familiar myself. And then there's a boat storage area, boat and trailer, etc. storage area here. There's open sites that are available as of the date of this video. $50 a month. I do not know if you need to lease long-term for those or if you can do month to month. I suspect it's month to month. And then There are covered spots out there as well that'll hold a decent sized fifth wheel, but they're all full right now. And those ones were, I believe, $130, right around $130 a month for pretty large covered slips. They have just a short skirt on the roof, but they do not give full coverage of your RV whatsoever on the sides. Those are all separate from each other. They're very close to each other, but they're all separate structures in and of themselves. And if I spin this map around so that north is oriented right here, north, go back to the parking here. So let's see, the direction of the covered ones were basically west northwest. So the rear end of your camper or the front end of your camper is going to get some sunrise and some set, but the bulk of your camper, the left and the right side in those covered slips is going to be protected from the direct sunlight, at least. Sun rising, sun setting, so you get a lot of coverage, at least for that purpose. So it kind of orients you to where you're at on the lake. So this is Lake Livingston. This is the south end of the lake, the north end of the lake. Houston is about an hour and 30 minutes down through Huntsville this way. And Dallas, I don't know, 3.5 hours that way. All right. So this end of the lake here, this is Pine Island. That's way down here by the dam. Then you have the Highway 190 bridge that crosses right here. There's an old KOA. It's a different name now, whatever. There's a couple other RV resorts along this leg over here. Onalaska's got Berkshire Brothers and grocery store. And some small restaurants in there that may or may not be worth going to. Livingston, Texas is over here about 15 minutes this way from Onalaska. And they have an H-E-B grocery store. They have, pretty much anything you really are going to need as far as grocery shopping, etc. And just not a lot of like nighttime, like entertainment kind of things are pretty sparse up on this lake. So then you come north of this bridge, and this is what we call the jungle. It's very, very stumpy. There are channel markers in here, but it's East Tex. They're a little bit dilapidated maybe as far as those markers go. But we've taken boats and jet skis up in here plenty of times. It's not an issue. Just stay in the channel. There's a lot of floating debris, like logs and stuff, when it's rained really hard and the lake level is high like it is right now. 1.6 feet higher than normal pool level that the Trinity River Authority likes to keep this lake at, since it is a water supply lake for Houston. So the campground, so you come up here, you make your way up lake, and then right about here is where it turns into the Trinity River, and it's kind of really shallow and sketchy, as far as like navigating around in here, but there are markers, so you can make it through there. Anyway, then you crawl underneath this 356 bridge here, which is normal boat height, no problem. Wakeboards, towers, they can all go through there. Shouldn't be a problem when the water's definitely at normal pool level. No problem. There's Goat Island. It's really close to the bridge on the north side. A little hangout spot for boats and jet skis on the weekend. And then the campground. Campground says, doesn't look like where it's at. Yeah, I guess I'll just say that's it. It just seems a little bit disorienting. So from right here, this body of water is basically 5 miles across. Sorry, but I was in the middle of a thought there. 5 miles across that way, and about a mile and an eighth north to south there. So on that body, and that is the bulk of it's 15 to 20 feet deep in the middle of there. Very, very safe and easy for jet skis and pulling tubes and all that kind of cool stuff. Anyway, let's go to your camping guidelines. I'm not going to talk about. Let's just do a screenshot there. Another screenshot of this part. And a screenshot for their phone number. All right, so here's their pricing. This is as it was explained to me. So if you get their membership right now, it's $500 for a membership. Then it's $125 per month forever while you want to maintain your membership. With the $125 per month fee, You also get 100 days of camping up there annually. I don't know about how that, if that can be shared with other campgrounds. I have no idea, don't care. But you get 100 days. So it's basically, what is that, $150 times 12, so we're at $1,500 per year. So $15 a night, I guess, if I did my math right, and I don't math well. The one restriction on the use of those that I'm aware of is between Memorial Day and Labor Day. So the bulk of the summer, basically. My understanding is you can only stay at the park in one spot on those set of 100 days. You can only stay in a camp spot for 14 nights straight. Then I believe they want you to leave the park for 14 nights. Then you can come back. I would say if the park is empty, like just very, very heavy availability, I bet they would be willing to allow you to extend though. You know, it's a membership campground. It's not extraordinarily busy during certain times of the year. If it happens to be when you're there, you know, parks need money to run. So I would think that, you know, talk with the staff there and see what they can work out based on availability. Outside of Memorial to Labor Day time periods, then you can stay in any one site for 21 days, and they want you to leave for 3 days. However, you can also just stay, if there's, you know, pending availability, if you want to stay on your site, you pay them $60 for the next 3 nights, and then you can start another 21-day period right after that. So you never have to leave. I believe there's only 2 21-day periods plus the 3-day intermission that's allowed. Again, if it's completely empty or, you know, very, very spacious during the time that you're there, talk with the park and see what they can work out on. I'm guessing it's going to be a yes in certain situations to stay longer. One thing I do want to stress is the Westwood Shores community has been well known to have water issues for quite some time now. I'd say 4 years that I'm aware of, maybe somewhere in there, which does mean that these guys have water issues as well. And by water issues, I'm not talking supply of actually having water necessarily. I'm talking about the quality. So in my shower when I was there, the water does smell like eggs. I did not isolate if it was just my hot water supply or if it was the cold water supply, but definitely when you take a shower in the camper and or wash dishes with hot water, it was way more noticeable. But it is not my camper. I know about how all that works. I know about electrolysis. I know about, you know, anodes and all that, how that can make water smell, you know, eggy and stuff. And it was not because of that. Plugged in my camper when I got home and put in my own Houston city water in there, and it smells just fine. And anyway, they do have water issues right now up there. They're trying to fix that. They've been trying to get agreements with the city of Trinity for Trinity to supply the water. They're working on that. Hopefully they will resolve that in the next year. That'd be super. Because that is literally my only complaint about the park is the smell of the water in the camper. I didn't care for that. And while you can use their showers and their restrooms, you know, fairly easily, of course, if you choose to camp closer to one of those, you still got to wash dishes. There is also in the bottom of my white shower, I could see that the water had, you know, some reddish kind of brownish tint to it. So your white clothes, if you have a washer dryer, that's going to be a factor. They do have a laundry facility, but I don't know if there's any filtration on there. I suspect the answer is going to be no. But I do not know, so it's a question worth asking. My plan, if I get a membership, is I'm just going to buy a very good quality filtration system that takes the color and the egg out, basically. So I'm researching that as we speak. All right. So long term, first thing is electric is included with these prices. So let's get that out in the open. So if you are a member of Marina Village Resort, then so you've done your $500 buy-in, you've done your $125 per month maintenance fee, I guess we'll call that. So now you own your 100 days per year. If you want to stay there for 30 days at a time, they do have longer term leases available. As we discussed earlier, You know, so each section has a certain amount of allowable. 3 people could be full-time in that one. 2 people could be long-term in this one. Full-time, long-term, I'm using that interchangeably. 3, 2, and then I believe all of these, yeah, because this is tiered extended stay rates. All these are available for in sections A, J, K. So sections K, J, and A, all sites can be long-term if chosen. You can also do one night there if you want, if you're on just your one of your 100. 5 sites, 3 sites, 2 sites, need some electrical upgrades before they can do anything, and then all sites are eligible over there in section I. So pretty clear cut. You just gotta, like, you know, freeze the video and take a look at that maybe to make that more clear and correlate that with this map. Beginning of the video has some slow shots of all this stuff on there. So that's the member pricing, $635.75 per month, which does include electricity, and that also includes that $125 a month maintenance fee for members. So you got $125 monthly maintenance fee plus that $510.75, and there's your number that it equals, is $635.75. If you are not a member of Marina Village Resort and you are a member of an affiliate program, I do not yet know what the entire list of affiliates are. Coast to Coast, I believe, is one of them. I need to vet that and check that out. I don't know if any of the other ones if these guys participate with all of them, Harvest Host, etc. I just have no idea, so I need to find that out. Because look at it, I mean, $710.75 per month versus $635.75 if you are a actual member. Affiliate price is only $75 a month more. 75 more, 75 more, 75 more, 75 more, 75 more. They're all just $75 more if you don't have a membership. So I really like that. That way I can get up there and actually try it out before you buy it, basically. If I'm looking for which affiliate they authorize, and then I want to find out what the cheapest affiliate membership is, if it's just like a month-to-month thing, or if you have to buy yourself out, etc. Because with this member pricing, again, $500 buy-in, $125 a month until you decide you're done with this membership forever at this particular place. And if you want to get out of it, you have to either sell your membership. There are people that will pay the $500 transfer fee and sell you their membership to get out of it. Or you can do it the easy way and just pay the park 1 year's dues of $1,500 and you can walk away clean. So I do like that there's an out. Some people might consider that, you know, pricey, whatever. I don't. Just consider it as a part of the cost of doing business with your membership as your worst case scenario, in my opinion. I think it's all right. And some quick general things here. From the actual campsite to get to Trinity, you're talking about 11 minutes or something like that. To get to Trinity, to get gas, to get groceries, etc. If you want to get to a hospital from up there, you're talking about 35 minutes to get to Livingston, 35 to 40 minutes. And then to get to Huntsville, about the same, about 30 to 40 minutes to get to Huntsville, Texas. And for more, for major medical, you're going to end up wanting to get all the way down to Conroe, Texas, and check the drive time to the Woodlands, Texas for kind of premium medical, I'll call it. The Livingston, Texas hospital system and emergency room is actually pretty decent. They put a lot of money into that about 10, 15 years ago. Most of the doctors there are very young. I believe it's kind of like a training ground, breeding ground, I guess, for new doctors, is my understanding from people that live around the Livingston area and on Alaska area. Doesn't mean they're bad doctors. It just means that it's just a younger workforce. And I believe you'll find that the tenure is, you're going to find like less than 2 years with most of the doctors down there. But that's pure speculation. That's what I've heard from other retired nurses that were in the Alaska area when I used to live out there on the weekends. So yeah, in summary, I liked the place. I really did. I thought it was perfect for my needs. Anyway, yeah, all these prices, they do include full hookup, 50 amp, 30 amp. I was on 30, but they had 50 right next to it. And I don't know if that includes sales tax or not. A big deal. 8.25 here in Texas in most places, I believe. Up there, it might be 7.25, probably at the lowest. So anyway, hope that helps somebody else.